Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, deaths, lacers, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. So, as per a video I did about 6 months ago, the wheels are turning for the inevitable annexation of the West Bank by Israel and their moves. They're taking advantage, of course, the Gaza conflict and now the incoming Trump administration, which is completely supportive of nearly all of Israel's policies. And in fact, during the first Trump administration, he wanted to move the capital of Israel to Jerusalem, which is a huge step towards the eventual completion of a greater Israel. And that was an integral step, and I'm sure that's coming again. But we have a couple things that have been happening recently. Israel Parliament has approved a bill to rename the West Bank to Judea and Samaria. And those, of course, are the ancient terms for that area, and Israel will adopt those. It will no longer be called the West Bank. So that's a huge step. And then January 29th, they also introduced a bill that would make all the illegal settlers who are not recognized by the international community, they can register as legal landowners. So when settlers attack and take over Palestinian land in the West Bank and oppress the Palestinian community in the West Bank, they will now be legal landowners, and they can lay claim to this property pretty easily. And the Israeli leaders have become more and more vocal about annexation, so it's definitely in the air. Well, as I pointed out in a video I did about 6 months ago or so, the annexation of the West Bank seems inevitable, and the current transformation that's going on in Israel with the Palestinians seems to completely confirm that. And another fact that has been picking up steam, of course, is that the Israeli attacks on the West Bank have accelerated. And once again, they used the war on Gaza to kind of cover for what was going on in the West Bank. And Israeli politicians have talked about the fact that and warned Palestinians in the West Bank that they could get the same fate as Palestinians in Gaza. Not very unclear terminology, I would say. But right now, 40,000 Palestinians have been displaced in the West Bank just in the last few weeks. There's 1 million Palestinian refugees in the West Bank and 19 different camps. And Israel is going after them, and has been going after them the last year. And this is the biggest operation that Israel's done in the West Bank since 2000 to 2005 during an intifada. And so they're getting serious. Some camps have already been completely emptied, and of course the Israeli settlers, who are basically militant groups, have been attacking Palestinians in the West Bank. And it's only a matter of time. I would imagine at some point they're going to do what they can, just like in Gaza, to expel as many Palestinians as they can from the West Bank region, and use the cover, of course, that they're terrorists. And certainly there's militant action by Palestinians in West Bank, but it only gives Israel justification to reciprocate in a grand scale, and that's what Israel's known for. There was an October 7th attack by Hamas, and Israel used it for justification to completely obliterate the entire Gaza Strip. And certainly actions in the West Bank will give Israel justification to take extreme measures. And I think ultimately those extreme measures will be the annexation of the West Bank. And so I make the prediction that within the next year, probably sooner, particularly with things going so well between Netanyahu and Trump, that the West Bank indeed will be annexed and become part of a greater Israel. Ultimately, the plan for Gaza as well. So the pages of history are turning. I'm Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.